Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes,
Oh, there's
yes.
the clap.
And they are doing so well.
Yeah, they're doing
Thank you so
very
much.
well.
You guys are
You
wonderful.
guys are great. You guys are great.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ChatRoom with Max. Today it's a beautiful day.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. It's raining though, but it's beautiful.
Yes.
You know. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate you always being here to support us. We appreciate the fact that you've always shared our content, liked our content, participated, and commented on everything that we actually do. Thank you very much. We cannot take you guys lightly. So please and please let us know where you're watching from. Just type it in the comment section. Let us know where you're watching from, and then let's know who you are so we can, tell you a special thank you. Right?
And we want to know how you are following us, what you think about the show, what you think about the topic. Make a comment, like, share.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. So how was your
Oh,
week?
beautiful,
Your week?
beautiful, nice. Thank God. It's another day, another week. I was looking forward to this great show today, and we had a wonderful time yesterday. Doing push up on the street.
See, some push up has tired me. I'm telling you, this guy pushes up everywhere.
Somebody will watch it. He said, "Why this man stop you from?" He said, "You for continue." I said, "You get bad belly." Say, "Help me." He helped me. When you say stop.
Stop.
The
guy don't tire now. It was at 25 for the first time in history.
Exactly.
It was at 25. I had to beg him to stop.
Yeah? Immediately he said stop. I said, this guy is in the spirit. So I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. And how is your week? How was your week? Let us know.
Yeah, please. Let's know. It's very, very important that we
know what you ate this morning.
Huh?
What they ate this morning.
No, we don't want to know that. That's too private. You can keep that. You can keep that one to yourself.
To make sure you are eating healthy.
Yeah. So let's do the ritual, right? If you have not liked where you're watching this from, please like, subscribe. It's very important. So it's very important. Hit the notification tab so you know just when we're on. And lastly, please share, because hey,
there's
sharing
love in sharing.
There you go. There's love in sharing. Okay. So welcome to the show, people. Welcome to the show. Today we have a power-packed show for you. In fact, we're gonna just do things in a spectacular way today. So we have people coming in. But in the meantime, just let us know where you're watching this from. Thank you for sharing. I can see everybody that is sharing actually right now. Technician, thank you very much for sending
showing
it on
the
screen. Yeah,
you can see your fingers
so that we can be catching them one after the other. Okay, we see somebody liking on YouTube already. Yeah,
I suspect that person.
Okay.
Jacinta.
Well,
am I correct?
Actually, you got it. She's one of the people liking on YouTube right now.
Yes.
So please make sure you like and share this content. Okay. Today we have a special topic going on today. Very special. We have one main topic, but we're going to float around some other topics going on today. And the topic of today's show, we actually created a flyer for it. The first one, the alleged Tinubu's Guinea passport. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yes.
And then we're also going to talk about marriage being a transaction or not. Because these days, marriage matter the entire person.
Well, because there is, let me say they tire me, they tire us. It's getting complicated.
Yeah.
Because of the things that we see.
That's why the entire person now is getting complicated. The entire person.
Because marriage is supposed to sweet. The two people are supposed to understand themselves. You know where the problem always comes from? When you miss it from the beginning, you don't already enter. Then it becomes a problem.
All right.
It becomes a burden. So when two people will be say they come from different background, come together, there's always a little kind of conflict. That's why, it's always good for courtship, which is that process of understanding one another. Before you enter inside the business. Business.
Okay. So Samsov is already going into the topic already without us even starting. You see how how detailed. Yeah, he's going really deep down into the topic. But we're gonna dive deep down into it. So please let's know where you're watching us from. We can see some people are logged in already. Let's know where you're watching us from. It's very,
Yes,
very
just
important.
tell us where you're watching from, and make sure. Remember, this show is a show where everybody is free to speak their
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, yeah.
Nobody is going to, judge you.
No, 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 no.
We will
It's a,
only, you're just expressing yourself. It's a show, free mind show.
yes. So, without further ado, um, let's bring up our special guest on. He was here last week, and he gave a good his contribution last week was wonderful.
Was a
You know,
blast.
it was epic. It was second to none.
Great.
You know, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, introducing to you our one and only brother, Mr. Stanley. Everybody,
Stanley
Hey, thank you.
from Georgia, the Georgia man, the
sir.
Atlantic.
Yes,
How
sir.
is Atlanta, Stanley?
Atlanta is beautiful. We are 68 degrees today,
Wow, I'm
surprisingly.
jealous.
Atlanta is hot.
But you know, normal, they are used to hot place weather.
Yes,
It's
yes.
raining here.
Oh, really?
Oh
Yeah,
yes, it's raining here.
It's very
Yeah,
cool.
we are 68 today. We'll
I don't even know our degree
coast
right now.
68 for
It's
the rest
supposed
of
to
the
be
week.
warm like your place.
Yeah, yeah.
You're surprised that it's raining already.
Oh yeah. So, Mr. Stanley, welcome,
Yeah,
welcome to
yeah.
the show once again, sir. Welcome to the show. It's nice to have you on. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for your educational contributions.
Yep.
You know, we appreciate it.
And Stanley, wait, come. I want you to be down to earth. Don't all those your English way they speak. Sometimes you can speak English if you like, but I want you to enter deep into those your pidgin English. Because
I could try. I could try.
Okay. Oh. Samsung has already said it.
yes, well, we have given you the what do you call it? The open ticket, blank check
Okay, blank
to
check.
speak pidgin English.
There you go. There you go.
All right.
First
Thank
of
you.
all, what we want to touch on, first of all, gentlemen, is the story of this lady that is going viral. This lady based in the United States, that was sending money back home
Mm.
to her brother
To
and
build-
to
to build,
build a house for her.
Hmm.
And but to her amazement, her brother said he had completed the house. But
Mhm.
when she went back to look at the house,
She saw skeleton.
yeah, it was just like a framework of the house. You know, there was no real house that was there. So, what do you guys think about that particular story? Because it's crazy.
That story is something that the people keep on making the same mistake all over and over.
Yeah,
You will be sending money home to build a property or start a business without monitoring it. Is very, very risky, because if you are not there, even when you are even there in Nigeria doing business, they still try to play you. How much more you are not there? So when you are trying, and you say the most sad part is that it's a family member,
yeah.
and there's a word that says don't do business with family member.
Family members. Yeah.
Because if you have to do business with family member, you have to follow the business laws. If you are doing a business, you have to spell it out as business, because if you don't explain to them it's business, and they are getting, maybe if you have to be business, they have to be paid,
Yeah.
so that they can do it right. But most of the time, because you are not there, they will not. There's nobody to supervise it, he or her. They always do things that dubious, because they're always tempted, or he or she is in the US or is in America, in Europe, so they have money. The money is falling everywhere, so they can send the money every day. Even if I take it, there's nothing you can do about it. So my advice is that whenever you are running a business, you want to do a project home.
You people see Samsung too. We just say, what do you think? He has already finished and gone up to advice. We never even talk with him. We think, oh, Mr. Stanley.
Yeah.
We have not said our own thought. It's very good to wrap
I know, right?
No, go find my trouble.
He don't write the episode finish.
I know exactly.
You don't write everything finish before we go. I think I easy. Okay. So please, people at home, people watching at home, welcome to the show. So let's just we have some people tuning in right now. We have Healthy Jesse Chops, from Nigeria. She said, hello everyone. Hi Jesse Chops. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Dr. Zainab. Hi Dr. Z. Welcome to the show. She says she's watching from Abuja, Nigeria. She says, hello
Oh,
everyone.
wow, hi.
Hello, hello, hello.
How
Welcome
are
to
you?
the show.
Hi, how are you?
Yes.
Tell us how the weather is in Abuja right now.
Yeah, let's know how the weather is in Abuja and how it is. And please, let's know your comments. What crazy things do you think people in the diaspora do that makes people actually take advantage of them? Because I believe it's a two-way street.
True.
I don't think it's just a one-sided thing.
Mhm.
So let's know what people in Nigeria or in Africa, let's know what people in the diaspora do that makes people take advantage of them, because it's very, very important for us to learn from these things.
Correct.
So Mr. Stanley, what's your take on that particular matter, sir?
You know, this story is all too common. We hear them every time. It's like a frequent story with people in the diaspora when you deal with family members back home and you are thinking of wanting to go back to set up something, either for business or retirement or whatever reason you plan to set up that structure or business for. The common mistake that people make is the fact that they have this trust, so to say, on their family members. That, well, if I give them the money, what he could do? He could build that, not my brother, not my sister, you know. They could do them as I want. But on the other end, the person you are giving the money to, the day you left the shores of Nigeria and traveled abroad, you're already an ATM to them. So if you are not remitting money to them the way they want it, whenever you send money, it's the money will be ghosted, if you will. Now, it's not the same for every family members. I've heard some very tremendous stories of family members that will see to your project from start to finish, hand you over your documents and your keys.
Yeah.
But the ratio between the good and the bad is like 70 to 30. Many stories we hear now, mama, papa, brother, sister, or uncle, when they trust for home, give money to and say, build a house for me, or start a fish farm for me, or do this project for me. And at the end of the day, story now, how a monkey shoot bird, mama fly come out. And like Sam
I don't
said,
know where monkey for the where monkey how monkey don't take shoot bed.
my brother, you go surprised. Now Nigeria will talk, so anything can happen.
I throw monkey shoot bed.
Well,
You
for
know?
me, right? For me, I think it's it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. Because not everybody is that way. Unfortunately, the people that has happened to happen to be louder than the voices of people that they've actually started project via the family members and it was actually completed. You know, in the first place, I believe in history. If you know that the person cannot be trusted, why take your money and give to the person in the first place? That's one. In the second place, I believe that it's important. It's important to pay the laborer his wages or his due. In the sense that you have a family member back home in Africa, and you tell your family member, "Oh, but I want to build house, so I need you to supervise the project for me." You say, "Oh, no problem, brother, no problem. I got you, I got you." Okay, so send me the contractor this, send me the contractor this. I'll be sending you the money. You will be doing this, you'll be doing that. Oh, no problem, brother. I got you, I got you. Now you expect that your brother that you are sending money to will have all those influx of money coming into his account, and he will not want to take a bite from it. Because at the end of the day, say, "Oh, thank you, brother. I see the work don't start to just use this one whole body for now."
So what you're saying is that if you tend to pay them to do the job, they will be able to deliver the job. Is that what you're saying?
So there's something about responsibility, making a person responsible, right? If I need my brother to build me a house in Nigeria, I'll make him responsible.
Okay.
Responsible in the sense that I will make it business. It's an official business.
So how do you do that? Break it down.
You're my brother in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, brother. How you doing?
Are they fine or far?
I'm good. I want to start a project. I want to build a house in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
I know you have some contacts of people that have good materials and all that.
Yes.
So I know you're a busy man,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to employ you because I want the money to stay in the family.
Okay.
Say my project now your project.
Correct.
So I want the money to stay in the family.
I got you, brother. No problem.
Okay. So this is a blueprint of the house.
Mm-hmm.
This is the supplies that I'm going to need. Do you think you can do it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I can do it.
You have the time?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So how about this? I'm going to pay you for this particular job.
Bro, don't worry.
No.
I don't want me. You pay me. You be my brother now.
Bros, I get it. I understand. Say I'll be your brother.
Okay.
But this is a serious task to me, and you have to be responsible for it. So we're going to sign a contract, and I'm going to pay you for this particular job.
Okay. No problem. I will take care of it.
All right. So the building is supposed to take about 45 million naira to complete.
How do you know about that?
Because I've done my research, and the architect in Nigeria told me about it. I need you to be an oversight to supervise the building.
That's not the problem, but I'll take care of that.
All right, nice. So out of that money, I would pay you every time you work, and per hour, I'm gonna pay you per hour 10,000 naira.
So how are you going to send the money? How will the money be disbursed?
It's going to be coming out from my account in Nigeria. Once it's the day of the project, day completed, $10,000 naira goes to your account.
Okay.
So you think we can do that?
Yes.
All right, fine. Let the project. Good. Thank you very much. Although that phone call with you, I don't know why would they shake hands.
Nice doing business with you.
But there is something about making. Yes, sir.
Of course, bro. Of course. Mugu don't follow.
And I tell you, exactly.
My brother was there for 5
years. Exactly, Mugu don't fall.
Continue.
Mugu don't fall. Thank you. I don't know that. Mugu don't fall.
So this is it.
Look, these guys don't understand contractual languages. He's your brother.
Exactly. Okay. Continue, Mr. Stanley. I beg.
Continue.
He's your brother.
Now you see, this is a mistake a lot of people make. This is a mistake a lot of people make. But the fact that one person's brother does not understand doesn't mean everybody else's brother would not understand.
But you know what? We are trying to teach the people the safest way, broadly.
What we are doing is we're instilling fear. We are instilling do not trust your family member.
No, we are trying to tell them to be careful and be more creative. Not just.
You see, the thing today is this: the word trust.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so big now that even you cannot trust yourself.
Exactly.
How much more someone who is 8,000 plus miles?
I trust myself. I don't know about Stanley. Stanley saying no.
But the point is, your brother, number one, except he's well-to-do, he doesn't have any need for money. And all he's doing is supervising the project.
No.
You are in safe hands.
No, wait. He's trying to tell you the reason, the place where that can work.
No. These are red flags, If he's well-to-do, he's independent, financially sufficient.
If he is well-to-do, he will not even have time to do your project.
No,
he's looking at it for you. He's just supervising.
It's just to supervise. Is he going to be building it? Is he the mechanic?
He doesn't need your money.
He's not the plumber. He's just to come there, look at the job, make sure that the materials are put, you get the right materials. That's it.
So this is what I think. I think where the problem comes from is where a person takes all the money and gives it to their brother.
But you can't give them all at once.
Where the brother is saying, oh, we need to take her to lintel level, we need 10 million naira. Okay, here's 10 million naira.
No, you cannot do that. That's what I'm telling you, that that's where the problem comes in. That's where you say they should be trustful. You cannot just trust it like that. When the person give you a particular amount, you do your own research. How much will be able to for these blocks that will take it to later level? You will ask somebody else that built before.
Okay,
you can be able to compare. It will not be too far. If it's not too far, it's okay. It's doable.
Okay, let's take some comments because I need the audience to actually jump in on this. If you're watching from Nigeria or from any other part of the world, what do you think that people in the diaspora do that make them form Mugu to people in Nigeria? What do you think? Because I believe that there is something that is being done that makes people form mugu to people back home. And if you're watching from the diaspora, what do you think about your family member and business? Do you trust your family member to do a business for you? Let's take some comments real quick.
Okay.
Healthy Jesse Chops says, I'm from Nigeria, Abuja. I eat black soup. Daddy, how are you?
I'm fine, girl. Bless you.
What's it concern us with black soup we chop?
I mean, ask me, did they chop today?
Oh, now you answer it.
Yeah, you don't forget.
That's why I say, why would they answer that kind of question?
It's important.
Black soup. I don't like black soup.
I love black soup.
I don't like black soup.
Why you don't like black soup?
Because I'm black already. We have Kadia Smith in the house, everybody.
Hey, Katie Smith.
Yeah, Katie Smith. Boy, okay.
Again.
Okay. Hi, Katie. How you doing? Okay. She says, hello everyone. I'm watching from Boston, MA. Yeah, welcome to
Katie.
the show. Oh my I didn't says she says okay, she's waving. She gave an emoji. She's waving. That's an emoji. She's waving. Hi, sis. How you doing? Nelson Ellen is in the house. He says, hi everyone. Hi, Nelson. Francis says, marriage is a business contract and should be treated as such. Okay.
Oh, okay. For the marriage. When we go to the marriage side, yeah.
All right. I like that.
Yeah.
So because I made a poll on YouTube for people to vote on what they think is marriage a contract or so
business.
Yeah, just keep voting. So okay. Now, so let's wrap up this particular talk of
so that we can jump on the
girl who her brother duped. To me, I feel the woman was lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was lucky. She was lucky. Say she still sees small. She still sees structure for
you wicked, though.
It's true. She was lucky. Say she still sees structure. He get people where their ability. They're not gonna see house. They're not gonna see land. They're not gonna even see air.
Yeah.
They're not gonna see anything.
Yeah.
But you came back. You saw structure.
She's lucky though. Yeah.
Guess what? She even saw sand in front of the when she fall on top. They cry.
Sorry, this guy bad.
Oh, sorry. I've had one story.
No, but that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. If she saw something, she was good.
Yeah, you saw something. If you take the boy to court, there are so many things that because she's saying she wants to take allegedly she wants to take the brother to court. There are so many things the brother can say that would actually make him go free.
That was waste of money. She's going to be paying lawyers for nothing.
So
especially
please,
in Nigeria.
Yeah, please. As Samsov said, as everybody has said, let's be watchful. Let's supervise.
Be wise.
Be wise. Wisdom is profitable.
Supervise it.
Yeah. Supervise the project. It's very, very important. Okay. So
if I have to throw two nuggets on this topic before you close it.
Okay.
Number one, if you contract a family member to supervise or monitor your project, if their answer to every one of your questions is always in the affirmative, yes, it's a red flag. Red flag. Yes, I can do it. Yes, I can do it. Oh, it can be done. It can be done.
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag.
Yeah. And number two, if you are able and willing to spend 45 million plus on a project, you should be able to spend 1,500 to buy a plane ticket every 2-3 months to go supervise it.
Yes, I agree. So, thank you very much for that.
That's a good one.
That's very, very good. In fact, we were on the Real Lillian's show yesterday, and one of the advice that we gave was if you're going to do another way to do that project is gather your money, take time off work, 2-3 months, go there, sit down there, watch your project start, watch it grow, and then you can now be doing
so that at least you have an idea of how the structure looks, of how the place looks, so that when you continue with video monitoring with the person,
they're not going to show you another person house.
They're not going to show you somebody else. You know how your house look.
Yes. So we have I am Adora Music is in the house. Welcome to the show. She says hi. It's Adora saying hi. Welcome, sis,
welcome, Adora.
Yeah, Adora is a very, very good she's great. She's a big musical artist.
Oh wow. From where?
From one of the states in America.
Okay. Adora, where are you from? Tell us.
I don't forget. It's a shameful thing that I forgot, but I'm sorry. Don't shame me.
I see how on your face.
Don't shame me.
See, you can look me. See, why you even ask me that question?
Livy's kitchen is in the house. Livy's kitchen just came back from her maternity leave, which she don't get
again.
Like 2-3 years ago. The baby should be 2 years now.
You be going to chop
meat,
biscuit,
meat. Yeah. Livy kitchen says, Livy from Boston. Good morning, everyone.
You're welcome, girl.
Don't trust no one. The moment you contact them, you register yourself as official movie. I've been there and I've lost.
That's a funny one.
You lost millions. Did you want to cry?
Is that an official movie?
Actually, I know that story. I know Livy's kitchen story.
No wonder
Livy's kitchen wanted to build a school. Let's continue.
Sorry, girl.
Oh,
sorry.
Emeka is in the house, everybody. Emeka Chidibe. Welcome, bro.
Emeka.
You remember Emeka now? Emeka that came on the show one day and wanted to explode the whole place for us. I had to cut the show short. Welcome, bro.
Welcome, Emeka.
Yeah. He says, even my dad and other siblings, not that they... Okay, I think he started from somewhere. Am I missing a comment? Because this kind of... Okay. Let's just take this. He says, even my dad and other siblings, not that they are bad, but I know they are not good with money. They are still trusted people. Yeah, that's true. They're still trusted people. Adora Music is watching from Maryland. Yeah, hey, it's Maryland. I knew what I did. You know, this kind of thing. Right. You don't want to say something wrong on air. You know, if you say something wrong on air, you can't take it off air to land.
Exactly, because they will repeat it back.
There you go.
And they will say that
the internet never forgives. You know. Yeah. So Jillian is in the house, everybody. She says, hello, man of God. Welcome, Pastor Jillian.
Bless you.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, Jillian, how are you?
So now we want to talk about marriages. Before we go into that, please, people, we're doing our best here to bring good contents to you. Don't forget to like where you're watching this from. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification tab so you know just when we're on. And lastly, don't forget to share. Sharing is caring. You know that now. Okay. So marriages, people, marriage matter don't detire us for this our business. For this our business. Marriage matter don't detire us.
Because we have been trying to address this thing. You know, marriage is an institution. It's a school.
What's the name of the school?
It's called Marriage.
Marriage High School, Marriage University.
Okay, I will do my research on that. Better. I want to try to,
the internet does not forgive.
Exactly. So let me see. Make a wait first. But marriage is an institution.
Okay.
Is where you have to understand each other. You know, build a relationship. That's why I always advise before you go into that institution, you must learn to understand what you are going into, the person you want to, be joined with. You have to be friends with that person. You can accommodate each other, and all that stuff, and know the reason why this person wants to be your partner. Because many times you don't understand why this person like, oh, I'm in love with you, I'm in love with you. Okay, why do you love me? Some people don't even know why they love somebody. Okay, they just say they love you. So you have to be able to define why you like me. Yeah, there is God. Oh, why you want me? Why do you pick me? Why do you choose me? There are so many men in the world. There are so many women in the world. Why do you choose this particular partner? Because sometimes even we're talking about people being defrauded by you building a house in Africa or somewhere. They defraud you even in marriage.
Yeah. You
see what I'm saying? So one have to understand that when you are going to this institution, you have to know what you are going into and prepare well for it, and don't just allow people to, put you in it. You are, because when you are the one that will wear the shoe. So you make the decision. You do your own research, do your own investigation to know the person. You see, that's why a lot of people say, oh, you have to trust me. You have to trust me. Like, trust, the word trust is a big word. But you have to understand that you need to know these people.
Okay.
This person, rather.
Okay. For everybody watching at home, this is a question to you, and we need you to answer. You must to answer. No option.
Me no say Stanley get something to.
Yeah, Stanley go talk. Stanley has something to say. We'll definitely talk.
Yeah.
I need the people at home to also.
Marriage.
Hold
Thank
on,
you,
hold on, Uncle Stanley. Hold on. Please and please, people watching from home, make sure you let us know. Do you think marriage has now become more transactional? Do you think marriage is transactional, like a business? Do you think it's transactional? Do you think people marry for love these days, or business purposes? Let us know your answer in the comment section. First of all, let me take this comment, because this comment actually came in before we actually started talking about this. From Frances. She says that marriage is a business contract and should be treated as such. So that's what she said. We have Rachel O in the house, everybody. Welcome, Rachel. Frances also says, sorry, I was responding to the poll earlier. Yeah. Trusting everyone in Nigeria with money is a very risky venture. Trusting anyone. Okay. I advise against it. Okay. Thank you. Marlin is in the house. Says, greetings. I'm Marlin, joining from Nigeria. Is Marlin your real name? Merlin.
Why you ask?
Because of the movie now, that Marlin, this thing.
You told me that.
I get one movie like this where I like Marlin. Okay. Jillian says, marriage is a ministry. Please explain. Because when people bring in too much spirituality in marriage, it kind of throws me off a little bit, because I've seen a lot of things that when it became too spiritual, we started having more problems. Nelson Ellen says, how can the viewers subscribe? Contribute. Oh, how can the viewers contribute? Yeah, it's on the comment. You just go to the comment section, look for the comment section on YouTube. I'm sure, yeah, you're watching from YouTube. Healthy Jesse Chops is watching from YouTube. Healthy Jesse Chops, please let them know in the comment section how viewers can contribute, because you're doing that right now from YouTube. Healthy Jesse Chops says, at Francis, don't say that. There are some people that are real, not all that can do that. Now she's talking about the Nigerian trust and all that. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Cartier says, it depends on people's intentions and where they are in life. So many people marry out of obligation, some out of desperation, some out of love. But is marriage more transactional these days? Question still stands. Frances says, bro, what are you describing in a relationship? That's for you, sir.
What I write?
What are you I'm sorry. What you are describing is a relationship. Yeah, I think that's
Uh-huh.
The act of marriage is not about love. It is a business contract. People get it wrong because they treat marriage as a love relationship. Hey!
I don't know which which Bible for bring that.
Our audience are supposed to be clapping. What are you waiting for?
Exactly.
That's yeah. I like that.
You like that one?
I like that one.
Okay.
Anything where I like audience go clap.
Okay.
If you like audience doesn't care.
You audience.
Don't mind them. They're just sitting down there doing nothing.
You are pasha.
I think okay. Let's take Jillian's this, and then Mr. Stanley will take over. Jillian says, being equally yoked on one accord, best friends, and it should best friends first, and it should be 5. It should be 5 and take, not 50-50 or 100-100. You see that whole concept of you have to marry your best friend. You have to marry your best friend. I don't subscribe to that. Not everyone should marry.
How do you know it's even your best friend?
Your best friend might have a best friend. Have you thought about that?
But how do you know the person is actually your best friend?
There you go. That's a good question. Yes. Livy's Kitchen is giving thumbs up. I don't know why. She's owing us food. She has not given us the food.
Livy's Kitchen. How many times did I call you?
Let's go to the next comment. Livy's Kitchen has had. She knows. Nelson said the rate of divorce these days have clearly described what these days marriages are. Okay, Nelson is now commenting on. Nelson, Yes, that's why we're bringing this up. The rate of divorce these days, they fear person.
Hey,
It has,
it's so bad.
and it's still going on.
It's so bad.
So is it that the internet is what is making it more pronounced or what? But let's take your take on marriages. And marriages considered transactional. We've had Frances's take on that. She says it should be considered as a transaction rather than love, because that's where a lot of people get it wrong. And this is the comment here. She says the act of marriage is not about love. It is a business contract. People get it wrong because they treat marriage as a love relationship. Sir, please go ahead. We're listening to you, your wisdom.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So marriage is, as Sam was trying to define it as an institution, which is it really is. Marriage is an institution of learning that you never graduate from. And it's not at the primary, secondary level. It's at a level that requires all your full senses to be in active mode, because you make use of all of them. People marry for different reasons. Some marry out of convenience, some marry for safety nets, some marry out of peer pressure, some marry because the family wants them to get married, some marry because they see other people getting married without even understanding what the meaning of marriage is. Some marry because they like the person. Some marry because they feel like they love the person without understanding what the word love is. Personally, I see marriage as a partnership. Before you get into marriage or any partnership, you weigh the pros and cons. Carry your paper, and I will speak pidgin English for this one. Take your paper, write down. What do you go fit allow? What do you know? The things when you go fit allow, list them down. The things when you not go fit allow, list them down. And the things when you go fit compromise with in that person. So if you as the man or the woman say, I'm not going to stay house with woman when you know one born pikin day one when we get married. I'm not going to stay house with woman when you know go they cook fresh food for me every day.
Every day, yeah.
I'm not going to stay house with woman when it be say I won't make it a day house, make it not go work at all. List what you cannot accept as a person.
Yeah.
Then look at the things that you can accept. Oh, well, if she's not a clean house, that's fine. I could deal with it. It don't mean anything to me. If she not a cook, that's fine. If we order food every day, that's good. Say she not a wake up for morning and call me down for my front to greet me. My lord, good morning, sir. That's cool. I can deal with it. But these are the ones, well, if she's not a Dwam, I can compromise. It don't mean anything to me. Well, that's fine. If she's Dwam, she's not Dwam, that's good. But as far as these other ones, I cannot tolerate it. Take your checklist. Sam mentioned something that was very crucial in the beginning. He said dating. You have to date yourself. You have to know yourself and be true to yourself to sit down to discuss these issues. Hey, I'm a man. I like my wife. So when they bring food for me, making it down till I chop and finish. Can you do it? No. Check off. When you go through these things, you discuss it amongst yourselves. You know what your goals are, what your abilities are, what your tolerance level is, what you can allow, what you cannot allow, what you can compromise with. If the two of you are true and earnest enough to yourself to say, yeah, I can deal with it. Or no, I cannot deal with it. Let's just forget this thing called marriage, rather than getting into it and then jumping out the boat midway. And one mistake that people make, and it is one of the reasons why divorce is so high these days, surprisingly within the Christian community as well, is becoming an alarming situation now, is this idea of God will take control. The Holy Spirit will change him. I can pray him out of it, or I can pray her out of it. God will change him at some point. The Holy Spirit said, or my pastor said, we are meant for each other.
Mm-hmm.
These are the religious fallacies, mistakes that we make, that we overlook some really crucial and important things
Yep.
and then jump into it.
Mm.
I've seen marriages that go head to the courts and head for divorce for things I personally would call trivial reasons, but they did not see it as trivial. Examples: the man comes from home, his suitcase is in the middle of the sitting room. The wife doesn't like it. The man doesn't like to see the woman's dirty clothes at all. If they are dirty, just find somewhere, hide them. Don't put them within my view. It irritates me. Little things like that, you know. People overlook things that are important to them and the other person and just jump into it and believe that, oh, well, we can work it out. Money is not really a key issue when it comes to marriage. Love is good, but surprisingly, it's not enough to hold marriages. Because if both money and love can do it, Kanye West, Bill Gates, you know the rest of them, they will not be divorced today. So you need to critically look into yourself, write down what you can deal with, what you cannot deal with, what you can accept, and what you cannot accept, and the things you can compromise with. Discuss them. If both of you agree with it, good, go ahead. If you know you cannot deal with any of those points on your checklist, save yourself the trouble. It's better to be divorced while you date, not divorced. It's better to be separated while you date than to be divorced after you get married.
Yeah. But the question still stands though. Is marriages or are marriages these days transactional? Do they look transactional? Are they transactional? Or
So yes, in the
because
Western
we
world,
have a strong we have someone who gave a strong point, and I
uh-huh.
believe I would want her to. So we're going to be releasing the phone lines to call in through, so we can vocally hear you. You know, but our marriage is these days transactional. There are so many things like what Stanley said. So many things that we should consider when married. I, for one, when people tell me, "Oh, um, my husband this, my husband this, my husband this, or my wife this, my wife this," I will ask one question: has the person changed from when you first knew that person? Did the person change? Because if the person did not change, then it means you were ready to take what that person had when you started with that person, before you
Correct.
decided to marry that person. So did the person change? Let's take some comments real quick. Let's take some comments. Jillian says the reason marriage doesn't work is because people don't pick from the heart, they pick off looks.
Mm.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Rachel O says marriage has always been transactional. You don't just marry anyone from the street. You choose to marry a person because they meet a certain need in your life. Hmm.
Mm.
And you also meet theirs.
Correct. Okay.
Transaction.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. Levy's Kitchen says, this marriage matter tire me, oh, but
It's just
still,
like as the tire you
as
just
it
now.
but still, it's transactional because you both have agreed on some things before you before you proceed with the transaction.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Cartier says marriage is transactional because any relationship you expect to get something back from what you put in, meaning you love. Okay, meaning what you put in, meaning you you love so meaning you love so expect love. Okay, meaning you love so you expect love back in return.
So it's
You
like
give
basically
respect.
what you put in,
What you
that's what
put
you
in is
get.
what you get.
Yeah.
That's the clear definition of transaction to me.
When it is vice
Neola's
versa, both
Nuggets.
ways.
Neola's Nuggets. Who's Neola's Nuggets? Welcome to the show. Let's know your name.
Welcome.
Let's know your name.
Welcome. We want
Neola's
I like
Nuggets. Okay.
which is new to the show.
Yeah.
Ah,
Welcome to the
welcome,
show.
welcome.
We hope you're selling real nuggets. So I'm sorry for that song.
Which one be that?
Nuggets. She says, what are you what are your deal breakers? Your non-negotiables. They are subjective. So what are those deal breakers for you when you get into marriage? When you're planning to get into marriage?
Exactly.
What are those
not
things
when
you
you get
cannot
into
negotiate?
marriage.
Exactly.
Before.
Before you get married, what are those things? But because now you've heard from the comment section alone, a lot of people think marriage is transactional.
Yeah, agreed.
So you agree, sir? Do you agree?
Of course.
Okay. Mr. Stanley, do you agree marriage is transactional, sir?
Yeah, currently it is transactional. Yeah.
Currently.
Yes, that's
So before, go deep.
well. Listen, I mean, take
Previously,
think
it wasn't.
back 40, 50 years ago.
That's
There
true.
was no transaction in it.
It's right.
Our
Wait,
fathers,
listen.
our forefathers,
I know where it's going.
I'm listening. He's talking about
when they were getting
In the
married,
previous, that's what I'm
the
saying.
forefathers.
They
Or
are
the
previous now.
forefathers. I understand.
it is not about what I will get from you. I'm bringing
Exactly.
you.
It was.
We are coming together
It was.
to form
Wait, now make it finish.
something new
Yeah.
that will germinate and grow and continue us into the future.
Wait.
So
I
it
know
will
where
not.
it's going.
They
And I will
didn't
tell
get
you why.
married because they are seeking something from the woman, and the woman is seeking something from them. No, it's a union that becomes one. I mean, marriage those days.
But it to the hot.
It is hot. Go ahead, sir.
Marriage those days was not about what the woman looks like, what she can offer me, and what I can offer her. It's an understanding of we're coming together to form something new that we're going to nurture to a stage where after we leave it, it continues us as a union. Not what I can give to you and what you can give to me. If it's transactional, it means there are terms and conditions, right? If it doesn't work, 2 months down the line, guess what? We terminate the contract. That is a
I don't
one.
even think of terminating the contract. Even wait, I know where you are coming from. Where you're coming from is from our parents, forefathers. This is how they do it. Let me give you a clear example of it. They will just bring a girl to you. You don't even know the girl, and they marry them. They will just introduce them. Okay, this is my father. Wait now.
Why did they
that is what he's trying to explain.
Why did it? That's what I'm trying to counter.
He's trying to bring the girl.
Why did they bring the girl? They brought the girl because the girl is from a good family.
Yes, they've already done their own. They've done their own research
because the girl's family
but
is
guess
a good
what?
match.
But guess what? You don't even know.
It's transactional.
But what about you? Is it from you?
The family knew. If my family brings a girl, to me, I believe it's transactional. We have a caller. Please. We have a caller. Let's take this call. Yeah, please. You guys can. Let's go. Let's go.
You're ringing to
Hello. Welcome to ChatRoom with Max. Hi, who's this? Hello, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
Good evening. Hi.
Yes. What's your name? Where you watching from?
Let us know. Let us know where you're watching from. Come on, tell us.
Her name is Rachel.
Oh, wow. I recognize that voice too.
Okay. So let's quickly know your opinion. 1 minute. Let's quickly know your opinion on this matter.
Okay. First let me say I completely agree with what Mr. Stanley has said so far. But going back to, back in the day, I do think it's transactional. So now where the problem comes from is what the intentions are. What are those transactions? What are the expectations? So that's where the problem comes in nowadays. But back then, with the little I've read, it's always been transactional because before you choose somebody, or let's say when, parents used to choose, their children's spouses, right?
Mm-hmm.
You choose the family that your child will marry into. Why?
Correct.
Why? Because you want your child to go into a good family, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is already a transaction there because you are expecting something. You want something. Now, when you choose the family your child will marry to, back in the day, they also used to do this thing where, every family wants to marry the best hunter, or they want to marry the most beautiful maiden, right? That is already something you want. So you want something. That is already a transaction right there. So that's why I said it's always been transactional. So what that transaction is the problem. So back then, even when you get in, right, and you don't see the transaction doesn't work for you anymore, the mindset was you stay there and you make it work.
Yeah.
But now the mindset is different. So that's where the problem is. The mindset is now if that transaction doesn't favor you anymore, you walk out and go find somebody else that can give you what you want. But it's always been transactional. You see what you want, you go for it, and you choose to marry that person because he's a confident man. He looks like he can take care of you. He's kind, he's loving. Those are things that you want, right? And you also think that you have something to offer him in that marriage.
Correct.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so
very
much.
for your point.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you very much. That's a wonderful contribution.
Yes.
Thank you. So, guys, the lines are open. I would love for Frances to actually call in to make her points very, very clear because she actually started this whole transaction talk.
Yes.
You know?
Exactly.
So this is what I think, right? Anyway, let's take some comments because it's more of you guys, less of us. Yeah. Okay.
You guys are special.
Okay. You guys are very, very special. So Katie said, okay, I think we've read this comment. Okay. Yeah, we've read this one. Oh, it's Emanuela. Oh, Emanuela. Yeah, that's you. Oh, it's okay. So yeah, no, let's okay.
That's the other name.
Yeah,
The
that's
business name.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Katie says, all relationships are transactional, but not all people's intentions are transparent. That's why communication is key to know what each other's expectations and what they want out of marriage.
But you know that communication is kind of tricky though, because some people can lie.
That's why communication. So don't open another can of worm. Don't open another can of worm. So for me, right? For me, I'm of the opinion that marriage has always been transactional. Always.
Yeah, it is.
They're just like Frances said, we deceive ourselves that we're marrying out of love. Love is part of it. Love is part of it. But transaction plays a bigger role. People will say, just like Pastor Gillian said, she said, you have to be equally yoked with your partner. Even that equal yoke is transactional because you see someone of the same belief, of the same faith, Christian, you want to marry the person because the person is a good Christian. Anything you add because to it as reasons, it's a transaction. You know, so even in those days, when our forefathers would matchmake, they would, what do they call that thing again? Where betrothed, where before you marry, before you grow, while people are still children, they are betrothed you to another.
Well, you never
even
get sense.
You never even get sense. You're rocko. It's not ready. It's not. Your rocko is not ready. They will betroth you to someone else. Why are they doing all those betrothal things? Because they see the family, they like the family. There's something going on between both families, and now you grow up to fulfill that obligation of that family. Now, let's say you say, "Oh, I don't want to marry this person. Marriage is not transactional. I want to marry somebody that I want to marry, that I love." Guess what? Why do you love that person? Oh, I love this person because
transaction
don't enter. So chicken. That's all I think about this particular thing. I think marriage is actually transactional.
But now, before we deviate, we were asking a question. What is the challenges? What is making these marriages falling apart lately? They're just crashing.
Well, for me personally, I think just as Rachel said, people get married. In those days, our ancestors, our forefathers, you get married, you know you're in it for a long run. You do your best to make it work. And at the end of the day, most of them actually make it work. Proof in why I say most of them make it work is because you see that when one loses their partner, few months down the line, the other partner is gone. Because of what they call in medicine, they call it a broken heart syndrome. You know, this person that you are so attached to over time dies. Then because of that shock, that whole thing, you follow.
because of they can't handle it because it's tough.
It's tough. This is the person you've known all your life. This is the person you've been with all your life.
They are really completely attached.
Yes. And that's why you see two people that families just brought together. They've not known themselves from Adam. They just got married. Oh, this is not your wife. This is not your wife. In those days, oh, look at their marriages. At the end of the day, it works out, even though
very well.
At the beginning, there was some scuffle going
because
on. Some struggle.
That struggle is the what we call the courtship.
Exactly.
They're already married, but they're caught inside the marriage.
A lot of people, I'm sorry to say this, I do not subscribe to people getting married after you've known yourself 100%.
Because you can never know yourself completely.
Not even just that. Some people want to tell me that, oh, is it not best to marry somebody that you've known very, very well, your best friend, you know the secret, you know the in and out, you know how the person thinks?
Because you can't know somebody everything.
Other than that, there's nothing exciting to look forward to in the marriage anymore. You are not going to fight. You are not going to laugh. You are not going to do anything new. You've known yourself from Rock of Ages to now, and then people ended up getting married, and now the marriage is boring. So there's always something fun to look out for. We have another caller. Let's get this call real quick. Hello, welcome to ChatRoom with Max. Who do we have the pleasure of speaking with? And thank you for calling.
Yeah, who's talking? Who's talking?
Hello, good afternoon. This is Francis.
There you
Francis.
go. There you go. No sing for her now. Okay. Thank you. Yeah,
thank you guys for having me. So yes, we're talking about marriage.
Yes.
Okay, so I believe marriage is a business contract.
Go ahead.
It's even beyond just being transactional.
Business contract.
It is a business contract.
Please expand on that.
A lot of people want to marry who they love because they feel they can tolerate a person they love. But when you love someone, you are in a relationship with them. It's not enough to get into a contract. A contract is something you have to think very deeply about. Like someone mentioned, sorry, I'm not good with names. My other brother who's speaking earlier said that, for example, he would not marry a person who would not have kids, who would not cook for him, and stuff like that. It doesn't mean that he cannot love a person who would not have kids for him. He's just saying that he would not get into a business contract with a person who would not do that for him. It doesn't mean that he wouldn't love a person who cannot cook for him, but he would not sign papers to get into a contract with the person who cannot cook for him. Those are his requirements to be able to get into a contract with a person, and it's both ways. People sometimes marry for love. They feel a certain way about a person, they really love the person, and they overlook a lot of quirks that they cannot deal with in real life. They just expect, like you said, they say we'll pray it away. They expect this thing will fall in place. And then by the time they finally start living together, the love is still there. They're still overlooking certain things. At some point in time, the contract is going to overtake the love because you're going to find out that there are certain things you just cannot deal with as an individual. There are certain things you just need to have or need to not have happen. And over time, your focus starts shifting to those things. And the more you focus on those things that you can or cannot tolerate, the love starts to dwindle because you went in for love and you forgot it's a long-term contract. As humans, we're not perfect. Who is this person? Can I tolerate him? Can I deal with him? Can I go through what would they call thick and thin with this person regardless? That's not just love, it's a contract. It's like when you're in a business, right? It's ups and downs. You have to stick in there when it's good, when it's bad, to be able to be successful in that business. The same thing goes into marriage. If you only went for love and you didn't make sure the core things that you require to be able to get into this contract with this person are there, you're going to find out that you won't be able to stand the test of time. Because once the person does something that offends you, love goes hand in hand with, they say there's a very thin line between love and hate. So when a person does something that you find that is not aligning with how you expect them to feel, you find that love is going to disappear. And once that love is not there anymore, you don't have anything holding you together. Because what you hold you. Exactly, because the requirements you needed to have to get into the contract with a person, you did not explore those requirements and make sure that they existed. There are some people that would say, I cannot marry, I would prefer to have a person who's intelligent, who's educated, who's smart. And they fall in love with a person who is not. That person might be everything to them, but every time they go out to an occasion, they feel embarrassed because their spouse is not maybe using proper grammar, whatever it is that's important to them.
They didn't sign the right contracts.
Over time, it will catch up with them, and they're going to start snapping, towards the partner. The partner is still the same person; they never changed. You just got in a contract with a person you shouldn't be getting in a contract when it's your fault.
My question to you is, when you talk about love, this definition of the love, because love has to mean something.
Yeah.
Is it the love of big boobs and big butt, or the love of I love this person for who they are? When they define love, because love is it doesn't puff. It does love does it's not. It doesn't select. Love is what do you call it? It's free. Like you don't. You love the person even when the person is in his wrongdoings. That's the definition of love. So I'm trying to understand where this love is now. Yeah, love.
Well, if anybody,
So when you talk about love for physical attributes, that's not love. That's just infatuation. When you're loving a person, you love the person for who they are.
Okay, so
But
if you love the person, what is now making you now? Because I'm hearing you say, then they realize the person cannot speak good English. If
For
that
example.
person, for example, if you love that person, whether the person speak crazy English or crooked English, because the fact that you love that person, the genuine love, it will not affect how you feel.
If people actually love genuinely,
That's exactly what I'm trying to understand.
There will be no divorce in the first place.
Correct.
My dear, love and business contract are two different
things. Two different
Very different. So let me tell you, for example, the brother who said if you love someone genuinely, then it would not matter how that person presents. I think my other brother, they also mentioned that there are some people that they say, oh, I don't want to see my wife's clothes anywhere, right? I want them to be out of sight. He used it as an example. Whether you love this person genuinely or not, the moment they keep doing this thing that just gets on your nerves, it's who they are and you are who you are. It will catch up with you automatically.
You can keep trying to manage the situation, but at the end of the day,
it will catch up with you.
Except
it's no different from you have a friend or a sister that you really love genuinely, but if presented with the option to marry that kind of a person, you wouldn't.
Wow.
So you can love a person and not be willing to get in a contract with a person you really love because you know they do not meet your needs.
That's correct.
They cannot complement you.
Correct. That's correct.
You have to make sure you approach marriage as a contract, because if you do not, it will not stand the test of time. It will fail.
Thank you very much.
Let me say something, and that great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. What you're supposed to clap for?
Love, you're welcome. Love this comments, but this is how I see it. The bedrock of marriage.
The audience are clapping for
Audience are clapping for her.
Yeah.
Thank you, audience.
Go
ahead.
The bedrock of real quick. The bedrock of successful marriages is love, and it is not love for or of physical attributes, how you look, what you can bring to the table, how you speak, your mannerism, and all of that. Love is the intent of the heart, that regardless of what this person looks like, when I have seen it all, I will still remain. Regardless of whether they can cook or they like I want them to always look, will define how that marriage is going to be. If you get into a business contract, there's a time limit for it. We're going to do this for X amount of time.
Not quite. It could be a lifelong contract.
Right. It's going to be in the contract. After that is done, we call it a day. And if we choose to renew the contract, we can renew it. However, in this contract, if you do this or I do this and it violates the terms of the contract, we call it a day. The
Do
contract is
people
not
love forever? Can you
It
love a
cannot
person?
be.
Can you love a person continuously forever? No. Love at some point dwindles. It goes
I,
down.
I beg to differ there.
Love
See,
at some point goes down.
love can be shaken. It can
It's
be
homeostatic. It goes up, it
what's the
comes
word?
down.
I'm looking for a word. I'm looking for a word. Bear with me. It's gonna come. And I'll end with one instance. Love can be tested.
Correct.
It can be tested and actually should be tested and will be tested no matter how much you say you love the person. I always say that, and this is my own personal take, failure is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Failure just tells you that there is a point in your strategy that needs to be strengthened.
Corrected. Yep.
Go back and look at it, strengthen it, and give it a try
Make
again.
correction. Yep.
And I end with this. I read about the CEO of Pepsi. She's a lady. I don't know if she's still the CEO now. And she was given a TED talk once, and she said she's still a housewife. Although the CEO of Pepsi worldwide, she's still a housewife. She cooks her husband's meal in the morning, makes sure there's food in the afternoon and in the evening. And everything that needs to be done about the kids at home, she attends to them before she goes about her business out there.
It is fulfilling a contract.
And it's not a contract.
It's
And they
not
asked
love.
her
To
that.
me,
They
I
asked-
don't see that as an act of love either.
No. This
It's not
let
an
me-
act
let-
of
let-
love.
let
Some
me-
men,
let me
some
tell
men
you
would
what
be
she said.
okay. Some men would
Let
be
me tell-
okay with the wife not cooking for them at all.
Let me
That's
tell you
okay.
what she said. Let me tell you what she said. By the way, the husband does not make as much as she does. The husband is not even in the picture. She's on cameras everywhere she goes. They know her worldwide, but they know little or nothing about the husband. And it was asked to her that, don't you think that this actually compromises your status in a society? And you know what she said? She said, I love my husband. Whatever I am out there in public does not change who I am to my husband or what he is to me.
Can I
And
ask you
it
a
was
question?
a big round of applause.
I know.
That
I
brought
think
me
I know
that
where
response.
she's going to too.
I know, but I just want to ask a question. What if the husband she was married to said, I'm sorry, you cannot be a CEO of Pepsi and I need to also be in the limelight?
That is why I didn't marry that kind of man.
That is why she's not married to him. And that is why he's married to her.
Just crush.
Let's
Again, remember in the beginning, I said, you need a checklist. The things you will not allow,
Correct.
the things you will allow, and the things you can compromise with.
So what do you call that? That is not love, though.
No, that's what I'm
That is not
saying.
love.
It's not love. If you are getting into a business
Love can
contract,
make you compromise
That's a
too, right?
contract. Yeah, love
you're
can
getting into a
love.
business. If that's the sole purpose of you wanting to get married, trust me, you're going to be married for 5, maybe 10,
Yeah.
most 15
Because
years.
love can make
Yeah.
you compromise.
So okay, let's just take some comments because we're here for the audience. We're here for the audience. Let's take some comments.
Because I think love can actually make you compromise.
Yes. Emeka says the idea of betrothed marriage is in subjective. I think you guys are talking about African idea of marriage.
No, we're talking about
We're talking of marriage in general. Western world didn't betroth their kids. I stand to be corrected. No, we're not talking about that. Was just an example.
Exactly.
That was an example I picked based on, okay, in those days, marriage was not seen as transactional. So I brought that in as an example.
By the way, just to say that being betrothed did not start in Africa, just to keep that in.
Exactly.
Where did he start from, sir?
That's an old Bible days thing. Abraham.
Exactly.
All right, let's keep going. Rachel says, even God saw that Adam was alone, and he knew that the world he would need a helper and a companion for my fellow Christians who would want to go to that direction or in that direction. She also says at Emeka, yes, the Western world actually do the whole betrothed thing. They groom their kids up and they connect them with their family. friends or business partners.
Yeah, it happens here
Wealthy
too.
people still do it. That's
Exactly.
true.
Yeah.
To keep the wealth
Mm-hmm.
within themselves. She furthermore says, they may not call it what we do in Africa, but they really do groom and connect their children to marry certain families that they know and want.
Very correct.
Very correct. I agree. She's clapping for Frances. Frances also says, the Pepsi CEO is fulfilling the terms of her contract, sir. That is not the definition of love. When
Hey,
she
let me
stops, when she
you know,
stops fulfilling those terms, the contract fails and the marriage.
the lady has been married for over 30 years and
But
still is married.
I disagree with that one. That comment, I disagree.
What if, look at it this way? Look at it this way. I kind of agree.
Mm-hmm.
The lady understands that she still needs to keep doing what she's doing as a wife for her husband because that was their foundation. That was how they started. That's how she shows love. That's why when they asked her why, she said because she loves her husband. But underlining the whole thing, what if she takes that away? She doesn't cook for her husband. She doesn't have time for her husband. She's running up and down. What's going to happen to the marriage?
But guess what?
So
In a
listen,
situation like this, let me come in with that. Let me help you out with this. When a woman is doing this thing for the husband, many times it's a lifestyle. That is who the way probably seen her parents do it to her father.
Mhm.
So she already dream, I want to treat my husband. When I have a husband, I will take care of him like this. I will treat him like this. I will do him like this because the way I see my parents, I like when I see my parents. They are always happy. I like the way my mother treats my father. So as a result of that, she picks that habit and brings it to her own home and see that it's working for her. Because sometimes somebody got to save the marriage. When a marriage is having issues, or somebody have to help balance it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes they are not always equal.
Someone has to compromise.
Somebody have to compromise somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's as a result of a sacrifice. Love is sacrifice.
Yes, I agree.
so let me throw this in, my brother, for you. Have you wondered why marriages of 50 plus years ago, I'll back up a little bit, so 40 plus and beyond years ago in the past, they last longer than those of us who are very smart and know how to write contracts these days?
Okay. Hold on.
Food for thought.
So from when I say yes, it's transactional, I don't mean official transaction. Even in those days, marriage was transactional. It was transactional, but we didn't call it that. We called it love. I love her. Making they beat me, no problem. I love him. No matter what, I love him. As long as there's an obligation to be fulfilled, there's an expectation from another party and an obligation to be fulfilled. What do you call that? I'm expecting this from you. You are fulfilling that for me. You're expecting this from me. I'm fulfilling that for you.
I'm not there. I'm not going to be part of anyone beating anybody.
No. That's why. Wait, now I'm going to learn. What do you call that? First of all, obligations and need. I need this. You fulfill. You need this. I fulfill.
So the definition is this: the influence of the Western world has changed marriage worldwide, from tradition, cultures, continents, and countries all over the world. Before the I do's and I don'ts came in, when we go to church and stand and look at each other and say, in sickness and in health, I will. Do you? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Back in the day, it was not done that way. There were no contracts to be read when our great grandfathers got married, and they stayed married for 60, 70 years before they died. And in most cases, a lot of them had 2 or more wives, and they lived happily ever after. There were no, I wouldn't say there was none, but the rate and ratio of abuse and all of those items we're talking about now that could challenge marriages were minimized.
I think there were lots of abuse going on then.
Yes,
there were lots of abuse.
Yeah.
The only reason why we didn't hear about them is
for those women who get married from one tribe to another, and even after the husband passes, they remain in that tribe and are part of it until they too pass and get buried there. It's beyond contract. It's love that sealed these two people together, that they were able to raise a family and stay married for tens of years. And not these days that we are very, very well educated. We know what to do. We know how to spell things out. We know how to spot the signs. And yet the max you get married these days is, I mean, if you cross 10, people are clapping for you.
But at the same time, the thing that the West actually put into marriages that is ruining marriages now is what we are carrying and not even understanding. There's nothing wrong with seeing marriage as being transactional when you love a person, because you know this person will do anything for you as long as you do anything for that person. Even when you don't even do it, the person will still do it for you because that person knows that you got him or he's got you. There's nothing wrong in looking at it that way. But when now in marriages, now when people are wedding, do you know that people have changed the wedding vow now? Say this after me: in sickness and in health and in health, for richer and for poorer, richer and for richer. So technically, when it gets poor, I don't pay, I don't run.
Can you imagine that?
Technically, that's what's going on right now. And when I see the clergyman, when they change it, the clergyman will laugh. He held and he held. No.
No, that's the business part and transactional
part. Exactly.
People should leave this.
That's the business. That's the
transaction. Let's take a comment. Jose Okpala is in the house, everybody. Welcome.
Oh, wow.
He says, marriage is not just a transaction, but a covenant between a man and a woman and God himself. Who is the counselor of this great institution? If one party fails to keep to his or her part of the covenant, the marriage becomes frustration. Now, what is the covenant?
The agreement.
What is an agreement?
Contract.
There you go. So let's take the next comment.
That's Papa.
No, that was mine.
I'll go back to Adam and Eve. And you cited that case. You see, even the first marriage, as we know, told to us by the Bible, they still had problems.
Help me break that down.
When God found that the man needed to get a companion and put Adam to sleep, and you know the whole story. When Adam saw Eve, it's natural that even when they had problem, and you and I know, when Eve went to eat with the devil.
I wait for that next one, though.
When Eve went to eat with the devil and came to Adam and said, take, it is because of the trust, the love they have that Adam ate that meal or whatever it is that they say he ate. The apple for in context.
As a boss for the world.
You know?
What did Adam now do? He threw the woman he loved under the bus.
When God showed up, he said, God, now that woman,
where you give me.
Now the one where you give me that cause problem.
So God, now you cause him. I don't sign this contract myself. Now you sign him for me.
Now you bring him more.
But
that was the only time God repented in his life.
So only you
go. But the point I'm trying to make is this.
Find the wife now. Find it. Go and find yourself.
Wait. The point I'm trying to make is this. Because that happened, he did not lead God to say, I separate you from Eve and Adam. I'm going to create another one for you. He did not even make Adam tell Eve that, you know what? See the trouble when you put me. Sin, don't enter this world. Go your way. They stayed together. They remained together until the end of their time. So if we want to, it's these days that we're bringing transaction and business contract into it, which is what it is today. I agree to that, you know. But prior to now, it's what I can get from you and what you can get from me. You know, mutual benefit.
Come and go without anything. No. take this comment. Let's take this comment. Francis says, definition below. The basic elements of a marriage are the parties' legal ability to marry each other, 1. 2, mutual consent of the parties, and 3, marriage contract as required below. She furthermore says, love is very important. However, love alone is not enough. I agree.
Yeah, because if you can love somebody and the person is not compatible.
Yes.
You can love somebody that is not compatible, and when that compatibility is not there, it challenges the union.
Yes.
That's why you need your checklist.
Exactly. For you
if
to have
find that there is love but compatibility not there.
Man, no, let's not start off. Let's not start off another this. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you very, very much for
being
super engaging. We love your comments. Please, we do this every Sunday. Every Sunday we do this at 4 p.m. American time, EST, and then 9 p.m. Nigerian time. Factor the rest in your time. But when our time change, your time will change to alert you. You know. But please, let's know what you think. Still share this video, because we're here to provide education and all to people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Next week, some things we would have talked about this week was what Elon Musk did to a lot of celebrities, taking away their blue check marks from their Twitter account. And told them you have to pay for it. Allegedly, I'm not sure. But yes, Davido's phone was gone. Whiskey was gone. Bonner
checkless.
And again, checkless. Checkless. So he made some people happy. We don't get checklist yet.
I get checklist, but that Twitter, I didn't have checklist on Twitter, but I have on Instagram and Facebook. But it's sweet.
You're very wicked.
As they paying them, it is sweet.
You be bad guy.
Yes. Another update. Hakimi. You guys remember the story we talked about last week? Hakimi is allegedly going after his wife for 50% of what she has. You know?
Oh wow! Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. So for 50%,
the table has turned.
The table is turning, allegedly. So for next week, what we plan on talking about was a lawyer that had a son. She had a son. Her son was working in their house as a houseboy. She got married to this man, but the moment the man discovered that was her son, she decided to kill the man. She offed the man. She killed the man because the man found out. Now, the topic we're going to talk about next week is DNA. Should DNA be part of a regular checklist when giving birth to the child? Should DNA be considered important or not? Because a lot of people now having children that they don't know it's not their child. It's for the landlord or for somebody else. And so
just to be sure.
So next week we're going to do all of that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Mr. Stanley, we thank you for being on the show with us. Thank you. Your input is very interesting. Thank you very much. Everybody that contributed: Frances, Rachel, Livy's Kitchen, Dr. Z, Nelson.
You know yourself.
Everybody that contributed, thank you very much. Please, let's keep sharing this video because we need your help to take us to
Merlin and
yeah. Thank you very much, guys. It's been real. We shall see you next week, Sunday, same time, same station. Thank you. Have a blessed week. Peace out.